Hey guys, Mary here with the 21 Convention with James. He did his talk a little bit ago and wanted to get more footage. We already talked to you once and we want to get more of it. You were talking about date planning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that really important or does that seem kind of fake? I don't know whether you should plan your date. How important is that?
That's a great question. Most women, I would expect, want a guy who sweeps them off their feet. That's what's in all the romance novels and what most girls dream about. If you're nervous and you're not that confident, the way to do that is to pay a lot of attention to the experience you give a girl when you meet her for the first time. When you go on a date with a girl, it's like a job interview. It's like a job interview for, in many girls' cases, is this guy the one? If she's going on a date with him. Now, if it's just seamless, enjoyable, romantic, fun, with lots of times to get to know each other and find out what each other's interests are, then there's a very good chance it's going to work, which from the man's perspective means it ends up in bed. And from the woman's perspective, often means it ends up in bed and it's a really beautiful experience.
Mm-hmm.
So any time you have, even 10 seconds of silence and uncomfortableness, the girl's like, oh, she's just looking for a reason to say no. Like men really look for a reason to say yes, and women look for a reason to say no. Most women, there's a few guys they just won't sleep with. There's a lot of guys they might, and there's only a few guys that go, yeah, I want to sleep with him, and that's like Mick Jagger, Robbie Williams, and a few other Brad Pitt type people, not the regular guy. So what you want to do is you want to convert as many maybes to yeses as you can, and the best way to do that is to plan out your date.
Okay. And is the best way to do that when you're planning out your date with some honesty?
Okay, yeah. I think my speech was entitled the 10 Reasons Men Fail with Women. I rushed the last few, but I didn't fit in honesty, and to be honest, that's probably the number one. I know a lot of people disagree with me, particularly in the dating seduction community, but you're just not going to get girls at or about your level if you try to deceive them. One of the biggest themes of my talk was men are stupid. We are really stupid. We have so little intuition and intelligence, it's not funny. Women, they're so much more in tune than us. And if you try to fool them, you're just slitting your wrists. And it's not just your chance of getting a date with them or even getting them into bed. The best way to make a woman fall in love with you is to fuck her better than anyone else ever has. It's so important, and you can't do kinky things like tie them up and all this. I won't say too much now, but you can't fulfill all those sexual fantasies if they don't trust you, because they'll never become that vulnerable to you. So if your first step in seducing a woman is misrepresenting yourself or telling an outright lie, even if you do get a girl with such low self-esteem that you end up in bed with her, it's just never going to amount to anything. So, honesty. So honesty. I should say, in case you've all got a mate who lies to women and tricks them, if you've slept with a huge number of girls and you're really good at this, there's plenty of examples who are dishonest. There's plenty of examples of guys who are dishonest to girls and it works. Sometimes those girls have slightly low self-esteem. Sometimes the guy's like a 9 or a 10 and he's sleeping with a lot of 8s just so he can say how many girls he'd slept with. So, like most rules, there are exceptions to it, but for most of the guys who have tuned into the 21 Convention, who want to improve their lives with women, just try never ever to lie to them. It'll be, in the long run, it'll be the best thing you ever do.
And then you try and integrate that honesty philosophy in your brand, which is social coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And you have mostly female coaches, I understand, and just you as a male coach. And so how does that work?
Mm-hmm.
You obviously like the females and you have them working with you. What is the philosophy of your company?
Our philosophy is we're not really game or pick up. The last time I had a one-night stand was like 6 years ago, and it was because I'd have to pay €250 to get the room again. I didn't really want to do that because I was leaving in the morning anyway. I'm just not into one-night stands. Most of the girls I've slept with have been above average intelligence, most of them high intelligence, most have been sweet with good values. I'm not a pick-up artist. I don't need to sleep with 1,000 women. I've slept with plenty, but I don't need 1,000. I just want to help guys, depending how good looking they are, they might meet, date, and have sex with and get to know, have sex with 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times. 20 girls, preferably 40 or 50. And then once you've got that sample size, sorry, that's not a very nice way to put it. Once you've got that experience. You pick the best one, and you're almost guaranteed of having a wonderful, wonderful girlfriend. And the thing about that is, she knows you're a man. She knows if she has a bad period or she has a bad time at work, and she comes home and consistently takes it out on you. You've got options, because when you go out to dinner with her and there's a cute waitress who's checking you out, and you hold her eye contact and flirt a tiny bit with her while you're holding your girlfriend's hand under the table, you're sending a message that, hey,
that you can get girls just as hot, just
wonderful.
as good as she is. Yeah.
And one of the huge takeaways of my speech is, women do not respect men who can't go out and meet, date, and sleep with women of their quality. So yeah, please, really, that's one of the big takeaways. And there's so many wealthy, successful, even just decent income guys who just ended up marrying the hottest girl they could get, and it just ruined both their lives. And as I said, much more than half the time it's not the girl's fault, it's because the guy wasn't a man to begin with.
So then what's the typical client that you would get? Is it different than normal people? Do you find that they're people with a real passion to learn?
Most of our clients are absolutely wonderful. I mean, we have one difficult one a year. We have a lot of guys who are nervous, and Friday night is a struggle, but they tend to be good people. They tend to be quite a bit above average intelligence. We get a lot of business owners. We get a lot of white-collar professionals. And we also tend to get guys who are a bit more, I want to travel, I want to see plays by Shakespeare, I want to read great novels, not just sort of sit home and just sit in front of the TV and just sort of wait patiently to die. They're not really our market. We have people who are willing to improve themselves and really work hard after the boot camp, which is where the guys who go from virgin to dating models and having threesomes in 15 months, and one of them's done that. A lot of them are having threesomes now. As I said, we've got 3 bisexual trainers, so it's quite easy to learn how to get other bisexual girls if you're trained by them. So my approach to dating is, you've got to develop your social skills, hopefully to quite a high level. And a couple of clients I coached 5 years ago now are, in some cases millionaires, and in other cases being promoted out of sight. So social skills, social intelligence, being able to see what's going on in a situation and knowing how to respond, so crucial. I don't think you're really ever going to catch up with most women, but say you've got 10 times more social intelligence than the average guy, but we can say that. Sure. You've only got 3 times more than me. That should, all other things equal, make you much more attracted to me than the average guy. So social skills, social intelligence, and just really understanding women, particularly the way beautiful women think, and particularly about dating and seduction. So that's our 3 cores of our philosophy: social skills, social intelligence, understanding women.
And this thing, my last question, you have a lot of what girls like, which is conversation skills. Did you always have this, or was it something you had to learn, and do you teach that to other people?
I often say that my course, we could sell 70% of it as a business skills course.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a business conference or a networking function, if you're one of the one guy out of 20 or 30 who meets most of the people in the room, has a little bit of small talk with them, finds out whether they're interesting to you, no, okay, oh, it was lovely to meet you, I might see you at the drinks, talks to someone else, blah, 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 and you do that 10 times, you might find a person who's going to quadruple your income. And that's been the experience of many of our clients with the social skills they've been taught. And again, at the risk of sounding conceited, you don't get that by learning lines and trying to manipulate women. It's initially all about social skills, and which includes touch and eye contact and trying to be seductive.
Fantastic. So you've just spoken at the 21 convention. You like it. You told me you love it. And where can they find you if they love you and want to be coached by you?
If you go to socialcoach.com, and lovely Rebecca and I, we just spent a good part of the last month shooting a series of coaching videos, which gives you an idea of what we do at the boot camp. We've given a 12-part training program that teaches you from opening, conversation, what to do on a date, how to touch, that sort of thing. Everything up to what you do just before you take a girl by the hand and take her to your bedroom. And we've done it with, I think, 4 or 5 of our female trainers. And yeah, there's one professional model in there. There's a girl who's a very highly paid IT consultant who just works with me because she doesn't get paid that much money, but she just loves doing it. She's so passionate about it. And what else have we got? A couple of girls who graduated psychology. So you get to see guys approaching them and just us coaching them on what to do. So I think that's one of the best pieces of free giveaway that I'm aware of.
Fantastic. Well, I go to your website, I like it, and I'm sure you guys will like it. And this is Mary from the 21 Convention. See you next time. So how are you finding the 21 Convention? I know you haven't spoken here before. How are you finding the group of guys and, you know, the architect, Anthony Dream Johnson?
I absolutely love it. James Marshall, who's spoken here a number of times, has said really good things about it. And I've looked at sort of the branding and that online. I think it's great. But actually coming here, I'm just so glad Anthony is in the world. I think he's done more for this dating, pickup, seduction industry than, you know, almost anyone else. He's made it something you can be proud of. He's brought in fitness training, business entrepreneurship, nutrition. It's something a man can come and be proud of and see the 21 Convention show up on his website. It's not pick up strippers and stuff. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of him. I can't fucking believe that guy's 24. I don't know where he's going to be when he's 40, he'll be the next Tony Robbins or something. And he's just, again, I don't know him really well, but in the hours I've spent with him, just so much integrity, so much honesty, so much passion, so much commitment. Yeah, donate money to his website. That guy deserves to be really, really rich because every guy I've talked to here has just been so happy he came.
Yeah.
So yeah, vote Anthony for president. He's doing wonderful, wonderful things for the world, and he's got more karma than any 24-year-old I've met. So go Anthony.
And I love why he started this whole convention in the first place. He loved these speakers and he wanted a way to get them all together. He wanted a way to get everybody together so he could enjoy them. He did it very selfishly, and it turned out to be this fantastic thing because he wanted everybody together so that he could see them. He could gain so much knowledge and experience, and then it just went out to everybody, and it just shows what happens when you do something. You know, I want to build a car because I want it to run really, really well, and then you build the most fabulous car in the world, and that's what he's done here, and it's all come out of just this fantastic sense of self. And that's, I think, what you get here, just this fantastic sense of self. So, bye guys.